You said the inspiration for this law was a particular issue with one property owner, and it was a safety issue that cars couldn't, pulling out or in the driveway, couldn't see kids in the driveway. Why don't you just address that one property owner through the ZBA? Why do you have to make a blanket law for us to hold the entire village?
That was, just so you know, that was not a ZBA application, it was a planning board application. It was denied. 6 feet, it was allowed 4 feet.
Okay, so if it was denied, then why wasn't this law?
Because you could still put a 4-foot up, and this, the one you're referring to, could still put a 4-foot fence up.
There are lots of similar situations in the village that need to be addressed. This is not that we passed the law to deal with this one issue. This issue is dealt with before the planning board. But because our code allows such a fence, we had to address the fact that this would happen in other instances as well. It wasn't just from this one application.
Obviously, Mr. Foote has the same issue on his property. But you could put some kind of devising structure no higher than 6 inches to driveway your property. Should put a fence.
And as we said, it doesn't prevent it from happening. It just requires further review.
Well, if the area requires a planning board, then what more further review is needed?
No, it doesn't currently. It doesn't necessarily. If it's under 4 feet, it doesn't require any review. If you have a fence that's under 4 feet, you're not required to be a planning board.
Okay. Will property owners be compensated for the loss of use 2 foot of their property?
No, they can still use their property. We're not preventing them from using it.
They can't use it in the manner that they used to be able to use it.
No, they can continue to use it in the manner that they've always used it.
Well, they can't put a fence up.
That is one prohibition without review.
The party that this issue arose on, what is their relationship to any member of the board?
He's a resident.
Just
And
a resident.
that's just one particular case that I cited. This situation exists in other places. This was brought to our attention by a resident, that a certain condition existed, and they asked us if we could address it. We reviewed it and decided, you know what, there is something we can do better on, so we did. We made a bill that would address that type of a concern, protect the safety of our residents and their children, maintain the sightlines of anyone from having been impeded by the neighbor, and put in the provision that it could always get further review to get approval. They just can't do it by right.
And who is this person that requested this?
Is that relevant?
Nobody requested it.
Nobody requested.
Well, the property that this issue came up, that was inspiration for this bill.
You keep saying it was the inspiration. It brought to the attention that this is an issue, and then looking around other parts of the village, it was noticed that it's not just one property, it's other properties. So as a result of that, the board decided to address this issue. Keep in mind, and the law is up there if anyone wants to look, you scroll down just slightly to see the substance of the law. It addresses the point from the rear property line of the building, a line parallel with that line, going out to the front. Those are the areas we're most concerned with. What someone does in their backyard on their property line is not a real concern. It's really where the driveways or the adjoining driveway potentially causes a safety issue for children playing in the village.
Why couldn't the person with the adjoining driveway move their driveway over or extend it 2 feet over?
It has nothing to do with the driveway. The adjoining that driveway.
If somebody has a fence on their property line, on their side yard, why couldn't the neighbor with the driveway that has the issue add 2 feet on to his driveway on the opposite side?
That they're certainly permitted to do.
But in a lot of the cases, as we looked around the village, the house was, here was the house, and here was the driveway, and here was the neighbor's driveway right next to it, and here was the other house. So there's no, you can't, unless you want to move the whole house over.
Well, if the house is that close to the property line, would this be a setback issue to the fence?
No, fences can be put on property lines.
We don't have any provisions that require you to have fences a certain distance from your house or relate to setback issues at all.
How does the homeowner who was denied his planning board application for fence, how does he feel about this? Did anybody ask him?
I did ask him, in this particular case, he said, no, what I didn't realize when they had a problem with it, the last thing in the world I'd want to do is put my neighbor's kids at risk. I understand where he's coming from.
And who is this gentleman?
I don't know what his name is. He's a resident, he's a relatively new resident, he bought a house and immediately wanted to put a fence in. I don't know what his name is.
You don't know his name? You spoke to him?
Off the top of my head, I do not know his name. It's 5,000 people in this. I don't know anyone's name.
It just seems like to me this is like a Robin Hood scheme where you're taking from one neighbor to give to the other. And there's been no out compensation to the property owner who's being denied the right to put up a fence.
So you're saying you oppose this?
I would oppose it, I would ask the proposal be shelved.
Shelved or?
Shelved.
Shelved means wait until later, did you say?
Shelved or just killed.
Either one.